yeah, but this is a Rickenbacker, you know. Turn around and say that it was played by Brian May from Queen. So he went, genius. I didn't think it was genius. I just thought it was my brother's younger than me. he's gonna he's gonna go in and try and sell it. I'm giving him the sort of what to say, but he's gonna actually go and do the thing. He had the balls to do it. So I was standing outside, floods in Smithfield, and I was going to say JJ there. Robert went into the shop with the Rickenbacker guitar. Said to the guy, and the guy says, "What's special about this?" And he went, "That this was played by Brian May, from Queen." And then there was like this sort of conversation took place, and Robert came back out to me and just handed me the guitar, and I said, "Why did he not take it? Why did he not believe your story?" He says, "Well, it's quite, there's a fundamental flaw to whatever it is that what concocted." And I said, "What is that?" He said, "Well, Brian May's the guitarist in Queen." "Yeah." And I went, yeah, but he plays a Rickenbacker guitar." He says, "Yeah, but this is a bass." This is a bass guitar. It's got 4 strings. It's for bass guitarists, not for. And I went, but I mean, realistically, back then, I was sort of completely ignorant of of things like that. So, but got home anyway, and I sort of looked at the guitar, and I went, bum 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 bum, this, can this, can I play this thing, sort of thing. I didn't have even anything to plug it into. I had no amplification or anything, but word got out that I had got this guitar, this bass guitar, and this wee band was starting up in the Craig estate. Eddie Gregg, and Kirky, the guitarist and drummer, and this lovely guy called Lawrence, from a Newton Ards Road, and we need a bass player. So I said, "But I haven't got an amp." "Don't worry about it, we'll get you an amp." Well, the rehearsals were going to be done in the Craig Community Centre. Eddie, the drummer, was the brother of Jim Gregg. Jim Gregg was the head of the community centre. So if the community centre needed something, Jim went out and got it. Went out and got a bass amp. I'd already been practicing anyway, but I always remember that the first song we played was Doctor Doctor by UFO. And there was nothing really to it. All I had to really go was the bum 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 bum, for like 3.5 minutes. It wasn't that difficult. So at the end of that jam, as such, they said, "Well, we've got a band together, that's great." and I was standing there with this Rickenbacker bass that had been stolen from Knockbreda secondary school, in a band. Whenever I hadn't struck a note, sang a note, done anything, for my 17 years at that, or 18 years of existence at that stage. So we kept on practicing, and we got better and better and better. And then we started to write our own wee songs and stuff. And Lawrence was a brilliant singer. I mean, he sounded like Ian Gillan, so he, like the Deep Purple singer. So he was like, we were dum bum bum, playing Sweet Child in Time and stuff. And of course, Smoking the Water, bang, dan, 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 dan. Anything that was easy, basically, not just so much because, but just none of us. I mean, Eddie wasn't, a professional drummer. Kirky was just an okay guitarist, and obviously I just picked up the bass. But Lawrence was great. He was a great singer. But there was always like this mysterious thing about him, because he would just disappear, appear, disappear. And the only thing that we knew about him was that he was he worked for the bin lorry, for the collect the trash, the refuse, the rubbish bins, which back then were not, like, now remember this was 1981, yeah, maybe 80. So there was no such thing as the wheelie bins back then, where the guys just go from street to street, hits the thing on, bump, and goes the rubbish into the back. These guys had to actually physically lift up metal bins, and empty, empty the bins into the back of the bin lorry, which then mulched it all up, sort of thing. So that's all we knew about him. We always knew that every time he came to a rehearsal, he smelled bad, but that was because he was coming straight from the bin lorries, so he smelled of fish carcasses and whatever else people would have thrown into there. But great guy, great singer. So this Friday night, this was after about 3 months. We'd done like gig and all, but we decided that we were going to call ourselves Trojan. This is before Man of War and all. We're going to call ourselves Trojan, and we did this gig in Victoria Park with about 5 or 6 other bands. So we went on and done 3 songs, and it was a free thing. Just I always remember because Kirky didn't have an amp and a 4x12, and we had to go to Baird's music shop on a bus, get the amp and the 4x12, then stand at a bus stop, ask the bus driver if it was okay, if we could bring this onto the bus with us, then go to up towards the Craig, and then get another bus up in Newton Ards Road off at Victoria Park. You know what I mean? Why did we ever pursue life in the music business because it was so difficult. Well, compared to these days anyway. So we did the gig, and everything was great, and everybody was round of applause. There were a few hundred people in Victoria Park. It was like an open air thing. And then we brought the 4x12 back onto New Nards Road, back onto a bus, back up to York Street, and off at Harry Bird's again. Dropped the stuff off, bus back up, job done. This is for playing 3 songs, on on like a 15 band bill. But it just gives us the encouragement, to keep the thing going. So every Friday night we rehearsed, and like a sort of it's not there anymore. It's actually not too far away from where I live now, but it was on the just off the Castlereagh Road. It was like a sort of a scout hall, community hall sort of thing, and we used to go there on a Friday night, and there was like an off license around the corner that used to do these like 5-gallon things of cider. We used to buy one each, and then we would rehearse. We only had about 7 songs, so we would do that like twice, and then that would take like an hour, but we had the place for like 3 hours.